Go ahead and like, subscribe, share. All those things would be greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Give you a few props from the afternoon market that I like. First player I'm looking at is going to be Jalen Duren, center, Detroit. We're looking at his points and rebounds prop, which is 23.5 right now. And we're looking at Underdog Fantasy. He was only 22.5 over there a little while ago. That's switched. He's 23.5 on Underdog, 23 on PrizePicks, 22.5 on Flip, and 23 on JockMKT. Let's look at him a little closer. You see, 2023, 50% of the time he's went over 23.5, not in his last 3 games. They're playing the Warriors tonight. Warriors are decent defensively. And also in these categories that we're looking at, points and rebounds, the Warriors are like middle of the road. I'm looking at Duren to go under 23.5. I think he hits it right around 23. If it would have stayed at 22.5, I probably would have stayed away from it. But we're going to look at Jalen Duren under 23.5 points and rebounds. Second player we're looking at is going to be, this is on Parlay Play, and we're looking at Clint Capella. We're looking at his rebounds. Let's pull that up. Currently, his odds at rebounds are, we're looking at they have changed since I just looked at this. We were looking at the Parlay Play. We were going to look at the 10.5 on Parlay Play, but Parlay Play has dropped it to 9.5. Maybe the 10 is in play on Underdog Fantasy and PrizePicks. As you can see, FanDuel still has it at 10.5. If you can get it at 10.5, I would look at the under. We can look at him a little closer since I already had him pre-selected. Let's look at Capella, Atlanta versus OKC. And we look at his rebounds. Capella, they got, their line over his 10.5. They got him at 8.73. 2023, he's went over, and we're just gonna push it down to 10. What we're looking at on PrizePicks and Underdog, he's went over it 4 out of 6 games. Last game he only had 7. Let's look what he did last year against OKC. He had 16 and 10. So I really like the 10.5. I thought the 10.5 was a good under. But at 10, use your own caution. But if I had a way to go, I would probably go under. Next player I'm looking at is going to be Jordan Clarkson, and we're looking at his points and rebounds. Player points and rebounds. We're going to look at Clarkson. And we're looking at his play on Parlay Play, which they got it at 20.5. Everywhere else got it around 19.5. JockMKT got it at 20. Let's look at Clarkson a little closer. Clarkson was the man last year out in Utah. Doesn't seem like so much this year, but hey, let's see what he's gonna do tonight. They're playing Chicago. We want his points and rebounds. They got him at a projection of 18.85, spread of 20.5. This year, he's went over 3 out of 7 games. He's went over 20.5. Last game only had 13 against Minnesota. Expect a bounce back games. That's what NBA players do. Over here for rebounds, Chicago isn't very good. Their green is good for the offensive player. Red is good for the defense. Yellow is neutral. Points wise, you see it's neutral. Over here, you see rebounds is good for the offensive player. Clarkson's not a real big offensive rebound or defensive rebound guy. His rebound prop on the night is 3.5, which he's went over in 4 out of 7 games. Let's go back over here to points and rebounds. I'm leaning toward the under on this one. Jordan Clarkson under 20.5 points and rebounds. Last player we're going to look at, and it's going to be, let's see if we get this number. Let's go to JockMKT. Let's see if we get that number for Giannis. We're going to look at player points. We're going to look at Giannis. Yeah, they've all changed. JockMKT, I think it was a little high. It was at 26.5 earlier. But let's look at these. PrizePicks got it at 26. Underdog Fantasy got it at 26. Parlay has it at 26.5. Everywhere else is around 26.5. So JockMKT is the one we do want to look at. They got Giannis at 25.5. Let's look at him a little closer over on props.cash. Milwaukee versus Brooklyn. We look at points. They got his projection at 25.68. We look at his points for the last, let's look at 2023. He's only went over 25.5 points. Let's push this down to 25.5. He's went over 25.5 points 2 out of the 5 games. Over here, Brooklyn give up points. That's a good sign for Giannis. So again, we do a little data-driven analysis with a little common sense. Giannis is going to start playing better. 25.5 looks like a good number over here on JockMKT to attack. Of course, you'd have to find some other plays to put it with, but I like the over 25.5 on JockMKT. Go ahead and like this video. These videos aren't easy to put together. The information isn't easy to gather, so go ahead and support, like, subscribe. I'm trying to do videos morning, midday, before the tip. That's the times I'm in the market. Early morning, midday, before the tip. As you can see, just as I was making this video, a few lines have changed. These lines are always changing on these prop betting sites. So I try to give out the best information I can. The information I give out in the morning may not be relevant at the end of the day. So we have to catch these picks where we can. You can get the picks that I make over on Patreon, and they're at the time that I make them. So again, if I make the pick in the morning, that information could have changed by midday. We're trying our best to stay on top of this. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep winning. See you on the next video.